А вы чего? Разве вы не понимаете, кто там воюет? Там воюют наемники. В основном. Вы знаете, что там платят деньги? И они воюют там, где платят больше. Вот они вооружились, им платят определенную сумму.
We don't know if this attack was directed by C.I.A. or the ISIS terrorist group.
There's no evidence that ISIS is behind today's massacre.
Mr. Obama is reversing himself and asking Congress for $500 million to support moderate Syrian rebels.
And we were told then that there were these moderate rebels that would take over. Well, the result is Libya is now a terrorist war zone run by jihadists. And we keep hearing from President Obama and Hillary Clinton and Washington Republicans that they're searching for these mythical moderate rebels. It's like a purple unicorn. They never exist. These moderate rebels end up being jihadists.
The $500 million request would fund U.S. training of rebels in neighboring countries, most likely Jordan. It would supply small arms, but not the anti-aircraft missiles the rebels are seeking. The president fears those could easily fall into the hands of extremists.
Они там воюют уже с оружием, все, у них уже не отнимешь. Потом выяснилось, что в другом месте чуть-чуть начали побольше платить. Они там туда перетекут. Перетекла из так называемой цивилизованной оппозиции, сразу же перетекла в ИГИЛ, потому что там больше платят.
Before joining ISIS, these men were fighting in Syria as Free Syrian Army soldiers and later among the al-Nusra Front. But they claim none of these was as powerful and successful as ISIS now is.
Ну а кто помогал вооружать людей, которые в Сирии боролись с Асадом-то?
The CIA has been training Syrian rebels at secret bases in Turkey and Jordan.
And on top of that, I am concerned about this report about Syrian rebels and the ceasefire with ISIS. Senator Paul,
that's not true.
Well,
it's not true.
It's not true.
Whether I don't care about the report. I know these people intimately. We talk to them all the time. I know these people. I'm in contact with them all the time.
This is Robert Ford. This is just one of the agents John Kerry uses to manage and fund and give intelligence to ISIS. Here you can see him with a rebel general. There is no difference between him and a general in ISIS. They both employ Sunni extremists as their soldiers. This US-supported Sunni general not only admits that they have good relations with ISIS but that they also are communicating with ISIS all the time.
كيف هي علاقتك مع دولة الإسلام في العراق والشام؟
جيد. أنا علاقتي مع الأخوة في دولة العراق والشام بالتأكيد تواصل شبه يومي أنا والأخوة في دولة العراق والشام.
يقال بأن
لحل هذه الخلافات وحل هذه المشاكل. الأمور فيها تهويل إعلامي كبير، فيها تسليط ضوء كبير جدا.
الحمد لله، الحمد لله، نشكر الجميع، نشكر الله سبحانه وتعالى ونزف هذه البشرى لأهلنا في سوريا ولأهلنا المسلمين في جميع أنحاء العالم، لأننا الله أكرمنا في هذا الشهر الفضيل بهذا النصر العظيم بعد أن حققنا النصر في منطقة خان العسل والآن في مطار منغ العسكري الذي تحرر على يد هؤلاء الأبطال. الله أكبر ولله الحمد، الله أكبر ولله الحمد. تكبير، الله أكبر، تكبير، الله أكبر.
قامت فصائل كثير ومن بينهم دولة الإسلام في العراق والشام، أبطال دولة الإسلام في العراق والشام. وتم فتح مطار منغ العسكري وتمم الله عز وجل بفرحتنا. يا شيخنا أبو بكر، يا أبو بكر البغدادي، دولة الإسلام باقية يا شيخ أبو بكر. الله أكبر. دولة الإسلام باقية. الله أكبر. وأورثكم أرضهم وديارهم وأموالهم.
These rebels, often called FSA or Free Syrian Army, have the exact same ideologies and goals as ISIS. They both want to overthrow the secular Assad regime and establish a Muslim government. But simply put, the Free Syrian Army evolved into ISIS. Thanks to the CIA, these fighters finally received the weapons and money they needed to start paying other Sunni men to work for them. And this was no mistake, it was carefully planned and executed.
The United States and Israel planned to overthrow Assad in 2006. There's a secret Pentagon report revealing how the U.S. created ISIS as a tool to overthrow Assad.
This is why the U.S. hates that Russia started bombing ISIS, because unlike the U.S. government, Russia actually wants to destroy ISIS, while the U.S. wants to use ISIS as a political tool, both to take control of Syria's future and to be able to stage false flag attacks in the West on behalf of ISIS. The CIA can organize shootings and terror attacks wherever they want and make it look like it was done by ISIS. The CIA and their highly trained killers have no problem killing civilians or children. When it comes to killings, they sometimes do it themselves, while dressing up as locals. In 2005, 2 of these shadow government contract killers were caught by Iraqi police. They were shooting at random civilians in drive-bys while dressed as Arabs. They were wearing local clothing and black wigs. The Iraqi police caught them, but the British military sent in tanks to physically break out these men before their identities were confirmed. It was later established that these 2 men were part of the British SAS, which closely works together with the CIA. Obviously they learned from that mistake, so that is why they now employ Middle Eastern mercenaries to do terror attacks for them instead. There's an endless supply of mercenaries as Syria and Iraq are full of unemployed and homeless men, willing to do whatever it takes to get some money. Never forget that the CIA operates fully from the shadows. They also claim that they can kill anyone at any time for secret reasons and secret evidence.
Right now we have the executive branch making a claim that it has the right to kill anyone anywhere on earth at any time for secret reasons based on secret evidence in a secret process undertaken by unidentified officials.
It probably does frighten you, because what you just described sounds fucking terrifying.
A lot of American CIA agents are already in positions of control within ISIS. They were raised in the U.S., then trained by the CIA, then sent to Iraq and Syria.
And the flames of war are only beginning to intensify.
He speaks perfect English.
This is the end of every Nusayri kafir that we get a hold of.
He could be Arab and educated in the West. He could be American or Canadian.
Clearly ISIS had a calculated step to be able to put this guy on camera.
You will notice that many real religiously motivated ISIS officers have gone missing without explanation. According to former chief of the Los Angeles FBI, the CIA is behind most, if not all, terrorist attacks inside America. But he specifically said that the CIA was behind the Oklahoma City bombing, the bombing of the World Trade Center in '93, and the demolitions of the World Trade Center towers in 2001. The CIA is with high certainty editing all of the ISIS videos. The CIA even admitted that they have over 120 of their elite members inside ISIS ranks, dressed up and acting as if they were ISIS members. Obviously those 120 men are there to help manage ISIS, not weaken it. Think about it, if 120 of them were really inside ISIS territory, for such a long period of time, don't you think that ISIS leadership would know about it and find out who the rats are? Fact is, these men were sent to Iraq and Syria to help ISIS, give them intelligence, edit their videos and so on. That's why none of them are caught and executed.
So this is their problem with Syria. They need somebody to keep saying yes, yes man, a puppet, marionette and so on. Somebody who can control by remote control.